question, how could this happen? And it's another deeper conversation, but it's called the Marxification of education. We have, over the last few decades, have within our system Marxists who divide us versus bring us together, and we have to recognize that and teach our kids what that looks like. That being said, I want to thank each and every one of you. This is so timely, so informative, and particularly Ms. Tartak, thank you. It's very exciting to see our young people standing up and doing the right things. I watched this myself as a 12-year-old in the 60s, grew up in the days of KKK, Jim Crow, and segregation. It was the college kids that came and sat at these counters, college kids that actually demonstrated in front of movie theaters because they knew what the American dream was, and they were willing to stand up and articulate that, so I appreciate that. This is very personal to me because I've lived it. I grew up in the 60s. I was the third black American to have a football scholarship at the University of Miami. So I know what it is to walk into a room and feel hate, try to walk into a movie theater or be characterized and judge my intelligence or my character based on my skin color. And we've come so far from that point, we should never, ever look at being turned back. At the age of 18 years old, I saw firsthand my first experience with anti-Semitism. It was shocking for a young man who'd never been around white people. I thought all white people accepted each other. It was just amazing to see that. To see here 60 years later what's happening across our country, the evil that happened on October 7th, and for us not to automatically, instinctively stand up against it says a lot about where we are. Because hate is taught. It's not in our DNA. And I say that because I grew up in a time where even dating a different color was not looked upon as being a positive thing. Where we are 60 years later, my family, 6 kids, we represent black, white, Hispanic, American, Indian, and Trinidadian. We call each other family, and my grandkids call each other cousins. That is the American way. That's where we were drifting to until we found this nexus of hate within our college campuses. This is where we're finding Black Lives Matters, who hate not only whites, but Jews and America. This is where we find Antifa, that hate black businesses. This is where we find the pro-Hamas, who hate Jews, Americans, anything that stands against our American way. And this is something we cannot allow to continue to happen. We are, no question, seeing on our college campuses cowardice or complicity with our administrators, and we're going to have to do something about that. We're not in business of using taxpayer dollars to provide and nourish hate. We just don't, that's not the American way. So thankful for this moment, we'll begin to kind of take a look at that. I just want to leave a quick message to my, my friends in Utah. Utah is a remarkable state, because we are very embracive, we're very entrepreneurial, we have a strong faith. We can lose that overnight if we're not careful. And I want to, they're now, my college friends, my state representatives there, they're now dealing with the curriculum that they're going to have to figure out if they're going to accept or not. I just want to read a little paragraph from what they're now looking at. This is K through 12, by the way, to the point which I just mentioned earlier. With the goal of equipping students with the skills and knowledge they need to identify and overcome oppression, Voices provide a counter-narrative to U.S. history and dives into stories of discrimination, resistance, and resilience. We do not need a counter-narrative to America history. We need to teach American history. If you do that, you find a country that's unified, that believes in meritocracy, that begins looking at each other inside out, not outside in. That is the American history, and that's what we've done to become a more perfect union. And to see this kind of hate, by the way, one thing to say about those who preach hate, age does not matter to them. The earlier they can start, the better. And you see that in Gaza right now, where young, innocent boys and girls are taught to hate another person just because they're different. So we're going to get past this, our country, in a bipartisan way. We now realize we do have an issue. It's not getting better, it's been getting worse. We need to hold colleges accountable. They give us a bad product, they do not deserve our government dollars anymore. I don't care how popular their name might be. They can't give us kids that come out productive, proud of who they are, proud of our country, proud of our history, and working together as we the people. If they can't give us that, then we need to have other options out on the table, and American people will choose those better options every single day. So I want to thank you guys again for what you're doing, for your courage, and with that, this hearing comes to an end.